Welcome to TradeTheMBI.com. This is Sean. This report is for the 17th of April, and we continue to just hover right at the peaks. There's been no real significant change here in this DOC from that setup. We've had a still softening of short-term buyers, but again, now puts them in a reset category unless it just below that negative 13.5, which could be a little bit more negative than not. But with no change between the spread of the midterm and shorts on the DOC here and continuing rising shakeout, it's not a whole lot of significance happening. As we thought about before, the NASDAQ would perform better, and it's been a much stronger move, and you can see that it was still clearly preferential to what the S&P was showing, though potentially getting into some extreme behavior, which would just indicate that that becomes the relative short-term retrace, which isn't a whole lot, still above that 76.09 level for the ABM. So, and the fact that the euro has maintained this sort of flat pace right here, not surprising. So you had the move down. Now we've achieved that 50% number that we were looking for, mostly because of the dropping Fibonacci highs. That's still going to put upside pressure to it, to want to call it towards a higher move until we see a little bit more weakness. The fact is that we've still had the rising red and the green hovering right around it. It's still in what I would consider a weak mode. So the fact that it's still holding up is pretty decent support, actually, at this particular point. And that's just because there really isn't any relative news to make any adjustment one way or another. The retrace of gold coming down to the lows there was not a surprise. We knew that even after this pop, it was still going to revisit the lows, which in fact did. So straightforward with that. And from an intraday standpoint, it's pretty clean. I was showing the other chart. This has the DO on 2P. I showed this one where we had the clean short revisited right around to the positive extreme that I talked about in the previous video. Then we came right back down to the previous algo level where it supported nicely up there. It didn't give the crossover signal until just below the 50% range, and then boom, turned around. If you look at it from the Con2 pink version, we had that soft signal that happened right in between here. But we knew that that was literally right at that positive extreme level, and it still couldn't produce any reset buy. Once we got to here, you had that great separation again, which was another clean short opportunity, even if you weren't sticking with it from before the longer term version. But again, likewise, it produced the same buy signal right just below that 50% range, and that's produced the current solid uptick as we're looking at right now. Positive extreme setup right here off of the huge breakout, which is just to return to this current 50% of the 2911, which it's exactly what we saw from the previous reset numbers. So not a shock, no surprises with any of that. Puts us right in line with continuation of, I'm looking still in the mid-20s before you would start to see any kind of significant reset. The fact that we get up to the 19s here, retraced from there, maybe it's a little bit tougher resistance, but if it breaks through that, then I would expect that we're going to get to that upper 20s, low 30 range. That's a quick and easy synopsis of it. So keeping it pretty simple, as we've had not horrible ranges. I think the ranges are still fairly decent from an intraday standpoint, so no objection with that. From a daily, it seems slow, but this is still pretty good movement. As always, though, if anything unique pops up, I will certainly point it out. As always, though, trade well. We'll talk to you later.